everyone, how's it going? Serena here from Whole Shift Wellness. I hope you're doing great. So I just thought I would check in very quickly for a quick burst of Monday motivation to answer the ultimate question. How do you resist food temptations? This is a question that comes up times and times again, and it's poignant and it's powerful, because the moment you really kind of get on top of these and you unlock the magic of food temptations and you manage to reframe it, you will feel so much more empowered on your wellness journey. So, and I get asked this all the time, by the way, because as some of you may know that I am fully plant-based since 2014, which was the year that myself and Eugene got married. And so people always come to me and ask me, and you see my posts, I eat pretty clean 90% of the time. So everybody always comes to me and asks me, oh my gosh, you must have such willpower. My problem is that I don't have as much willpower as you do. That's why I can't resist food temptations. So I want to share with you a little secret, if you would like. Well, it's not really a secret, it's hiding in plain sight, but it's a distinction that is going to make all the difference to your journey. I don't resist food temptations. In fact, I was at an event a couple of days ago, and there were cookies on the tables, and this colleague of mine went to eat one of the cookies, and she was like, oh, I feel so bad sitting here eating the cookies. You're not eating the cookies. How do you resist the cookies? It's like, the short answer is I didn't resist the cookies. There was no willpower involved in the exercise of not eating the cookies, quite simply because the cookies weren't tempting me. So you don't want to learn to resist temptations as much as you want to learn to transcend temptations. If you're always in a place where you're feeling like you're having to resist foods that you know are not conducive to your goals, that you know are not conducive to your optimum level of fitness, health and well-being, then what that simply means is that you haven't done enough work on the first and most fundamental pillar of health and well-being, which is the focus pillar. If you follow us, you know by now we've been able in our 20 plus years of experience to identify the three fundamental pillars of health and well-being: focus, food and fitness. Focus is the first one, it's the most important one, it's the one that requires the most work, and it's the one that is going to unlock your greatest potential. And let me tell you now, 99.9% of what you perceive as being your food problems are actually focus problems. And resisting temptation is not a food problem, it's a focus problem. So think of your willpower as a muscle. What happens to a muscle is if you continuously use it without ever resting it, you'll come to a point where you'll literally tear. It might grow to a point, and then at some point, if you don't give it some rest, it will break, it will become exhausted. If you, on your wellness journey, rely exclusively on willpower to help you get to your goals, you are setting yourself up for failure, because willpower will fail on you sooner or later, because it's like a muscle, it will get exhausted, it will give in. And that's when we tend to fall off the wagon, as you would have it. The key in transforming your health and well-being, not merely changing but transforming, especially when it comes to nutrition and food, is learning to transcend temptations, not merely resisting them. To resist a temptation, you have to use tons of willpower. Sooner or later, you might be tired one day, you might be stressed, you might be overwhelmed, you might have had a bad argument with somebody that you know, therefore you are a bit weak on willpower, you'll give in to something that you know is not conducive to your health and well-being. Transcending temptations means that you've done such work on your focus pillar that certain foods simply don't even tempt you any longer. This is obviously easier said than done. It takes quite a lot of work. We've designed some very specific exercises around this that we do with our shifters, and it takes a lot of repetition, but it's the single most empowering work you will ever do on your journey, is this kind of work on the focus pillar, which allows you to transcend your temptations, so that certain foods will come to a point that they won't have a pull on you any longer. When I was at this event and my colleague, was feeling bad because she wasn't being able to resist the temptation of the cookies when I was actually completely ignoring the cookies, the distinction was that she was resisting, I was transcending. The cookies weren't even calling me, That kind of food, my brain doesn't even register as food any longer. And if you think that I'm special, or I have a special gift, or I have a special third, sixth, fifth, eighth sense that you lack, I can completely assure you that that is not the case. I've just done the work on myself, on the focus pillar, so that I've come to the point where, it doesn't require any willpower to resist certain foods. I don't even deem those foods as an option. The cookie, I obviously, being plant-based, I don't eat eggs and I don't eat cheese, I don't eat any animal products. And so people say to me, oh gosh, you've got such willpower. Animal products are not food to me any longer. It's a glass of milk would tempt me, a glass of cow's milk would tempt me as much as a glass of dog's milk. It doesn't tempt me at all. It doesn't take any willpower to resist it. My brain doesn't register certain foods as foods any longer. I don't have to resist the temptation to walk into McDonald's to buy a Big Mac or whatever they're called. It doesn't call me. It's not food in my mind. My brain doesn't even see it as food. So this is the kind of work you want to do. You want to work on your focus pillar to the point where certain foods will not even tempt you any longer, because your brain won't register them as an option any longer. Think about your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend from high school. You have to resist the temptation to go on a date with them. Think about your first job. Do you have to resist the temptation to apply again? You don't, because you've outgrown it. You've moved on from it. You don't even see it as an option any longer. So the key is resisting temptation is not resisting them at all. It's transcending them. It's doing such work on your focus pillar that certain things won't even tempt you any longer, so that you don't have to run the risk of having to use willpower or rely on you using willpower all the time, because willpower will give up on you. This is a hot topic. It's a long one. I could talk for hours, but I want to keep this really short and sweet so that you guys don't feel overwhelmed at watching it all. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. If you would like me to talk about it a bit more at length, type yes in the comments and maybe I'll do another live on this. DM me for any specific questions. Focus. The focus pillar will unlock your greatest level of health and well-being once and for all. Once you start doing the right kind of work on the focus pillar, I'm telling you, the world will look differently to you, because you'll be out of that state of resistance and struggle and hardship, and you will be able to achieve results that go even beyond your greatest expectations, because you are capable of way more than you think you are. I hope this helps. Let me know what you think, share your thoughts. I always try and contribute with a genuine passion for what we do, and always answer the most poignant questions that come up in our conversations with our shifters or with prospects and friends and families. And if there's any specific topics that you'd like to cover, write that in the comments as well. I'm gonna aim to do a motivation video any Monday, and then a Q&A once or twice a month, generally at the end of the week. So Let me know what you'd like me to cover. Have a great rest of your day, and we shall see you soon. Ciao for now.